بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين صلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن نعيمك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. We are discussing the position of intention, and in addition to intention, about other aspects of goodness of the agent, husn fa'ili. We said that in Islamic theory of ethics, not only intention of the agent is important, but also there are other aspects of the agent which are important, like the intelligence of the agent, the understanding of the agent, the piety of the agent. So, if something is good as an action, and intention is also good, still this doesn't mean that the value would be the same when this is performed by different people. So different people may do the same thing with a good intention, but again the value can be different. Two people say their prayer for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Really, it's for the sake of Allah. The intention is really good. But still, they are not the same. Depending on the understanding, on the knowledge, on taqwa of the person, the value can be very different. So this is something that we were discussing. The last thing that I said, inshallah, the last thing in the previous session I said we will inshallah continue with is about what makes an intention sufficiently good. This is a very important point. What intention is Islamically considered as good intention? Some scholars who have studied this issue and addressed this issue, they say that an intention is good if it is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If it is to seek nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So anything that you do in order to get closer to Allah, in order to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is a good intention. And if the action is also good, so it will be amal salih. Okay? For example, I teach. If my intention is to please Allah, because I know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves me to teach. And my intention is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My intention is not to please anyone. My intention is not to be praised, or for example, people say, oh, he has knowledge or whatever. If my intention is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I want to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is good. But if my intention is to show off, or to prove myself so that people can respect me, or then there is a problem. So it has to be qurbatan ila Allah. Some scholars have said that anything which is not done qurbatan ila Allah has no value. Some great contemporary scholars have said this. And the literal meaning of what they say is this. Maybe they mean something that, inshallah, we are going to say. But what they have said and written is this, that only qurbah ila Allah, seeking closeness to Allah, is accepted. Anything lower than that is not valid. For example, I see a poor person. I feel sad that this person is poor. I give him some money. I give him some food, some dress. My intention is to help this poor person out of sympathy. I don't want to show off. Okay? I don't want to show off. There is no riyah. But at the same time, I don't want to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm just helping. They say this has no value. Because this is not for the sake of Allah. Of course, as I said, this is the literal meaning of what they say. Maybe they mean something else, which is the idea that I'm going to explain. But they have said this, that the bottom line is qurbatan ila Allah. If it is not qurbatan ila Allah, it's not accepted. It's not valid. Those who do qurbatan ila Allah, they themselves have different levels. But the minimum, the bottom line is to be only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. On the side of this issue, another issue arises. And that is about the people who have no faith. If someone does not have faith in God, then definitely he is not doing things for the sake of God. Okay? If there is a charitable person who helps people, but because he doesn't believe in God, he just do it out of charity, out of love, out of sympathy. Okay? Does this have value? According to them, no. It has no value. Because it's not done for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has to be qurbatan ila Allah. Okay? Pardon? Even further, last week I was reading a website which answers to the questions. So this website is giving a scholarly answer to the questions people ask. Someone had asked, I have been saying my prayer in my life not for the sake of Allah. I've been saying my prayer because I love prayer. Is this okay? The answer was no. I was surprised. But the answer was no. You have to do it for the sake of Allah. And then they try to explain that we should do everything for as if this person has committed a crime. That he has done his prayer or she has done her prayer because she or he loved the prayer. Anyway, this is one type of approach. But the way that I think is compatible with Islamic understanding, and I think perhaps these great scholars, not everyone, but those who are great scholars, maybe they mean also the same, because sometimes in some of their books they refer to something that I'm inshallah telling you. So maybe when they were addressing this issue, they were not looking at it from every corner. So they said something that from another corner, could be misunderstood. In any case, I want to give you a comprehensive view so that you understand what is Islamic position about this. For sure, if someone does something for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after making sure that the action by itself is good, not that you do something for the sake of Allah which is a bad action. There has to be husna fi'li. You remember, I don't need to repeat. Do I need to repeat? No. Okay. So, if on the top of being a good action, he wants to do this for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for sure this has great value. Someone who does the things for the sake of Allah, this has great value. And this is also what qualifies you for going to heaven. if someone does all the good things but does not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, okay, he may not be punished. He may not be sent to hell. But in order to go to heaven, there are few requirements. آمن بالله واليوم الآخر وعمل صالحا إن الذين هادوا والنصارى والصابئين إن الذين آمنوا والذين هادوا والنصارى والصابئين من آمن بالله واليوم الآخر وعمل صالحا فلهم أجرهم عند ربهم. You can be a Muslim or a Christian or a Jew or a Sabaean, but if you have faith in God, one God, okay, God of Abraham, God who is the creator, and you have faith in the hereafter, and you do righteous deeds, you can expect your reward from God. You can expect to go to heaven. If someone is submissive to God, okay, whether he's a Christian or Jew or a Muslim, if he's submissive to God, he wants to please God in the best way that he can understand, in the best way that she can understand, okay? It's not that he says, I follow this religion because I am more comfortable with this. I follow this religion because this is what I have been brought up with. No. He or she really wants to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but to the best of his knowledge, this is what makes Allah most happy. Okay? So he can be a Jew, he can be a Christian, he can be Muslim. As long as there is such submission to God, that person can go to heaven. Okay? This is one point. So the requirement for going to heaven is this: to have faith in God and the hereafter and do righteous deeds. But if someone has good actions and good intention, and I mean by good intention, doing things out of moral consciousness, out of love, out of charity, you don't want to show off, you don't want to gain anything worldly. Like Hatam Ta'i. Hatam Ta'i lived before Islam. He was a mushrik. He was a pagan. Yeah? He didn't do anything for the sake of Allah because he didn't believe in Allah. But he was not a person who was showing off. He was genuinely, a generous person, genuinely loving people, helping people. Okay? There was love in his heart. According to Islam, even generosity of a person who doesn't believe in God is appreciated. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, even if you have not done this for me, still I appreciate. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for the sake of Hatam Ta'i had a special treatment for his daughter. When she was in one of the battles, with the people who were fighting Islam, and she was, arrested, and then she told Rasulullah about her relation with Hatam Ta'i. Rasulullah released her and treated her with respect. And we have many stories like this, that a special respect was given to the people who were good, although they were not faithful. I have written one hadith. This is just an example. This hadith is in Bihar al-Anwar, volume 60. I think this is volume 60, page 385. And Abi Abdullah alayhi salam, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, is quoting this hadith about the Prophet. قال أتي النبي بأسارة. A group of people who were taken as captives were brought to Rasulullah. These people were fighting and killing Muslims, and they were taken. In Islam we have different rules. Sometimes the captives are released. Sometimes, for example, if they have an organized camp to join and then come again, they might be punished. So there are different rulings about this. In any case, these people were people that they were supposed to be punished because they were going to come back again. But Rasulullah didn't punish one of them. فقال الرجل بأبي أنت وأمي يا محمد. O Muhammad, may my father and mother be your ransom. كيف أطلقت عني من بينهم. Why you released me only? What was different? فقال أخبرني جبرائيل عن الله عز وجل. Jibreel brought me a news from Allah, informed me on behalf of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أن فيك خمس خصال. You have 5 qualities. يحبه الله عز وجل ورسوله. You have 5 qualities that God and His Messenger love. When there is a good quality, it doesn't matter who has this quality, it still is loved. Of course, it matters as a matter of how much it is loved. Okay? But it's not that if he's not a mu'min, so it's not loved. It's not that 2 persons who are kafir, but one is very generous, one is, not generous. They are the same? No. A kafir who has a good quality is better than a kafir who has no good quality. Okay? Unfortunately, those scholars who are not very clear in their language, they say it's useless. When there is no niyyah of ghurba, it's useless. I am saying no, it's not useless. It makes a big difference. Yes, it's not as good as the one who does for the sake of Allah, but it's not useless. So, Rasulullah said, Jibreel informed me on behalf of Allah that there are 5 qualities in you that Allah and His Messenger love. One is al-ghayratu shadida ala haramik. You are a person who has ghayra. Ghayra is difficult to translate into English, but sometimes I say maybe it's a good translation is a supportive jealousy. Okay? So you are jealous about your, for example, wife or daughter, but as a kind of support. Okay? If you know any better other term in English, you can tell me. Ghayra.
Protective jealousy.
Or protective, you're supportive in this thing, yeah. But it's jealousy, a kind of jealousy. Because some people say just jealousy, but it's not very clear. So it should be protective, supportive, yeah. So one is that you have this quality, good quality. It's good quality, yeah. You protect your wife, your daughter, your sister, your mother. 2, was-sakha. You have generosity. This person is killing Muslims, but Rasulullah says, we appreciate that you are generous. Look at this. This is very important. It's a person who has come to kill Muslim, but the generosity of this person is a good quality that Allah appreciates. وَحُسْنُ الْخُلْقِ. You have good temper, good naturedness, good akhlaq. You are kind, you are nice with people, you are not rash. حسن الخلق. وَصِدْقُ اللسان. You are truthful, you don't tell lies. وَالشَّجَاعَةِ. And you are brave. It's amazing. Bravery of a fighter against Islam is appreciated. It's very important. Sometimes I wonder, is there any good quality in shaitan? Maybe one quality which is good is determination. Shaitan is never giving up. Okay? Shaitan has this good quality. Of course, because he's using this in bad direction, it makes him worse. But it's good that Shaitan is determined and focused. Has decided to misguide us and, focuses on this. Doesn't waste his time, with, reading, different websites or, focus on his target. We are not focused. We waste, our time. We go to this direction, that direction. May Allah save us from shaitan. فَلَمَّا سَمِعَهَا الرَّجُلُ. When this man heard that there are 5 qualities that Allah and His Messenger love so much that Allah has sent His Jibreel down to Prophet only for this. Imagine. For this person, Allah has sent Jibreel down. فَلَمَّا سَمِعَهَا الرَّجُلُ أَسْلَمَ. He embraced Islam. وَحَسُنَ إِسْلَامُهُ. And he became a good Muslim. Why? Because he is a Muslim who is honest. He is a Muslim who is generous. He is a Muslim who is brave. He is a Muslim who has good akhlaq. He is a Muslim who supports his family. Because he has the good qualities. حَسُنَ إِسْلَامُهُ. He became a good Muslim. وَقَاتَلَ مَعَ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَآلِهِ وَسَلَّمَ قِتَالًا شَدِيدًا حَتَّى اسْتُشْهِدَ. He fought in the camp of Rasulullah, not against Rasulullah. He fought with Rasulullah in the sense of help Rasulullah very much till he was a martyr. He became a martyr. Okay? There are many things in this hadith. The significance of these qualities. And also the way Allah appreciates good qualities even in bad people. Unfortunately, when we have a problem with someone, this is one of our bad qualities. When we have problem with someone, we don't see any good quality in that person. Even, sometimes husband and wife, after some years of living together, then they have problem. Then they say to each other, I see nothing good in you. You have not done anything good for me. How is it possible? I don't think there is anyone in dunya that has not a single good quality. Even we are looking for good quality for shaitan. So anyone has a good quality. How can you say to your husband or to your wife that you have no good quality? You have not done anything good for me. At least he has given you or she has given you some company, comfort, you had good memories together. So this is a problem, that we don't see good qualities in people. You know the story of Isa ala nabina wa alayhi salam passing by a body of a dead dog. There was a dead dog, and everyone, started saying bad things about that dog. It smells bad, it's ugly, it's dirty. And Isa alayhi salam said, what a white teeth it has. So Isa is able to find good quality in a dog which is najas, and now it is dead. And now it smells. But still Isa is able to find out a good quality. So sometimes if you see people around you have no good quality, check yourself. Maybe you are not able to discover good qualities. If you have problem with your friend, with your neighbor, with your husband, with your wife, maybe you are not able to discover. Check again. Inshallah, you will see good qualities. So, Allah appreciates even good qualities in a bad person. And then, with this patience, with this appreciation, the person changes. If he was quickly punished, who was winner? Shaitan. Shaitan was the winner. Because everyone that is killed in a battle against truth, Shaitan is the winner. Yeah? So with this akhlaq, with this patience, this person was given an opportunity and he changed. I mentioned sometimes this story of the Battle of Uḥud. And I mentioned this in Luton Saturday, the week before, that when Hamza Sayyid al-Shuhada was killed, the Battle of Uḥud was very bad, battle at the end. Muslims were going to win, but those people who were 50 people who were supposed to stand on that hill to make sure that enemies don't go from behind and surround Muslims. Unfortunately, some of them, for the sake of booties, they left the position. Okay? Only I think 12 of them remained, but they were not enough. So Khalid ibn Walid with some people managed to come and they attacked Muslims from behind. So Muslims were surrounded. Hamza was killed. Many people were killed. Rasulullah was injured. His tooth was broken. And Rasulullah climbed on the top of the hill. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in that very critical time, okay, that Islam was really at the edge. Okay, if they had gone and killed Rasulullah, perhaps everything was finished. Just they didn't, go on the top of the hill. Rasulullah said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahumma hdi qawmi fa innahum la ya'lamun. Oh Allah, please guide my people. They don't know. Rasulullah didn't curse them. Rasulullah didn't say, oh Allah, destroy them. Look what they have done to Hamza. Look what they have done to other martyrs. Look what they have done to me. No. Even he didn't keep silent because he had three choices. One was to curse them. One was to keep silent. But he preferred to pray for them. Please guide them. But to also find an excuse for them. Why Allah should guide them. These people have been given guidance, but they haven't appreciated. Allah says, Rasulullah said, this is the logic, of course. He didn't say it, but this is what he meant. Although you have sent me to guide them, but still they don't know. They need more time. There is a still chance. فَإِنَّهُمْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ means still they don't know. Who are these people? These people have not come from Mars, from another planet. They have not come from another continent. These are the people from Mecca who know Rasulullah, who know his father, grandfather, everything. Even before he became Rasulullah, they knew that he is Amin. Yeah? For 40 years, they knew that he's Amin. Then 13 years in Mecca, he was preaching them, guiding them. They didn't accept. Now few years in Medina, okay? After all these years of knowing Rasulullah and hearing to his message, okay? Still Rasulullah says, فَإِنَّهُمْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Still they don't know enough. So Rasulullah is finding an excuse for them. Many of those people later became Muslims. This was the situation. Many of the people were going to the battle against Islam. Later they became Muslims. With the patience of Rasulullah, afterwards they became Muslims. To the extent that no non-Muslim remained. Everyone became Muslim. If Rasulullah was, saying, okay, everyone who has taken part in any battle against Muslims has to be killed. Even Abu Sufyan was forgiven. Rasulullah didn't say, okay, I forgive everyone, but I don't forgive you because you were the head of the Quraysh. Not only Rasulullah forgave him, but also Rasulullah said that everyone who goes to the house of Abu Sufyan is also safe. Everyone who goes to Kaaba is safe. Everyone who goes to the house of Abu Sufyan is safe. This is akhlaq of Rasulullah. This is rahmatun lil alam. So, this patience is very important. This giving people opportunity. If you have problem with your husband and wife, okay? Rasulullah had problem with these people after 55, 56 years. Still he says they don't know. So wait with your husband and wife for some 50 years and say he doesn't know. She doesn't know. After that, still there is chance. Never say no, this person is so bad. How much you have tried? How much you have given opportunity? How much you have showed unconditional love? Unconditional love. Because love has fragrance. Genuine love. There are genuine love and there is, the love that is not genuine. For example, I give you food now. Why? Because tomorrow I expect you to give me food. This is love. I give you food, but this has no fragrance. This is like artificial flower. Artificial flower has no attraction except to those people who don't know that's artificial. If you really think that this is artificial, you don't enjoy that much. Real love has fragrance. What is real love? You give to someone without expecting anything from that person. That has such a beautiful fragrance that the heart of that person can get that fragrance. If this goes on for some time, the heart opens up. Unless that person is really a stone. But not everyone is a stone. We think that everyone is a stone. No, everyone is not a stone. Give them chance. But real love, not love to change him. I show him love or I show her love to change. No. Just love. Don't expect anything. For the sake of Allah, just love. Don't expect anything. Then you see that love can change that person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, it's not Sheikh Shomali is saying, this Allah is saying, I'm just adding some, expressions to it. Otherwise, Allah subhanahu, what does Allah says? لا تستوي الحسنة ولا السيئة. Doing good and bad are not the same. So if someone has done bad to you, don't do bad. ادفع بالتي هي أحسن. When someone does bad to you, do good to him, not just do good. Do the best. فإذا الذي بينه عداوة كأنه ولي حميم. If you do good to that person, not artificial, really good, then you see the person that has enmity with you becomes a very intimate friend. Waliyun, wali is close friend. But Allah doesn't say just wali. Waliyun hamimun. Very, very close. Like one person in two bodies. When your friend is very close, is wali. And when it is waliyun hamim, means, oh, you are really the same. You cannot be separated. This is for the people who have done bad to you. كأنه ولي حميم. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا. But it's not that everyone can reach this. You need to be patient. وَلَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا ذُو حَظٍ عَظِيمٍ. And only the people who will have great achievements will have this. So this is your real harvest, real achievement in life. To be able to show genuine love to people, especially the people who have shown enmity to you. Okay? This is not easy, but nothing great is easy. If someone says, you can become a very great person by doing easy things, don't accept. There is no such a shortcut. لا يلقاها إلا الذين صبروا. You need sabr, you need patience. But this is possible. Okay. So, if someone is not a believer and has a good quality or a good action, certainly that quality or that action is not gained or performed. The quality is not gained, the action is not performed for the sake of Allah because he's not a believer. But still there is value. We cannot say if it is not done for the sake of Allah has no value. It has value. Yes, how much value? Is it equal to the one who does for the sake of Allah? No, but it has value. Allah appreciates that. من يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره. Not only mu'minin, man, everyone, whoever. If a kafir helps a bird, this is appreciated. If a kafir gives water to a thirsty dog, it's appreciated. من يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره. Because what is important is, as a quality or as an action, you have to get rid of your ego and selfishness. When you do something out of love, out of charity, this is appreciated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, Islam very much praises parents. Yeah? Parents are very highly regarded in Islam. Even to the extent that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Kindness to parents comes right after Tawheed. Okay? Even if your parents are kafir, still you have to be kind. But وَإِنْ جَاهَدَاكَ عَلَىٰ أَن تُشْرِكَ بِهِ مَا لَيْسَ لَكُمَا بِهِ. I just confused. Maybe I'm misreading. Something like this. إن جاهداك على أن تشرك بما ليس لك به علم فلا تطعهما. Yeah, if Allah forgives me if I misrecited. So, if they try to make you do something against the will of Allah, like shirk, like sins, don't obey them. Okay, this is the only exception. You have to listen to your parents. If your father says do something which is not haram, you have to do it. Whether your father is Muslim or not. Okay? You have to listen. But my question is, how many parents have decided to have children for the sake of Allah? Even among mu'mineen. How many women became pregnant for the sake of Allah? Many of them, they become mother and pregnant and they have children out of their interest in having a child. They want to be mother. Yeah? When a mother, looks after her baby, feeds the baby, does lots of, efforts for the baby, it's not necessarily for the sake of Allah. First of all, because some mothers are not mu'min at all. Still they have love for their children. Even those mothers who are mu'min, they are not necessarily always thinking of doing this for the sake of Allah. Of course, there are people who do for the sake of Allah. Every time they make wuzu, they make intention. But I'm just saying, it's not that every mother is like that. But this doesn't make difference in the sense that we say, okay, for those mothers who married for the sake of Allah, then became pregnant for the sake of Allah, then, looked after their baby for the sake of Allah, there is value. The other is useless. No. This is not Islam. Islam says every mother is respected. Even a mother who has no faith is respected, is loved. Why? Because a mother, by definition, is not selfish. This is the beauty of being a mother. A mother is not selfish. As soon as you are not selfish, you are close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maybe as a wife, you are selfish. So then in that side, you are not close. But as from this corner that you are not selfish, you are close to Allah. So sometimes, from one aspect, we are close from... It's impossible, I think, to be a mother and be selfish with respect of motherhood. Otherwise, you cannot be a mother. Fathers are not exactly the same. Fathers sometimes can be selfish. Sometimes, and to some extent. No, because even fathers, they do some sacrifice, they do, efforts, but it's not equal to mothers, generally speaking. Maybe some fathers are more, selfless than some mothers. But I'm saying, generally speaking, to be mother means by nature, by definition, necessarily, you have to be empty from ego, from this perspective. If our sisters were mother from every aspect, if with their husband they could be like mother, with their sister, brother, everything, it means that just to be love. Then that's the time that you are in maximum closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you can be like mother with your father, like, Lady Fatima, Ummu Abiha. Yeah? So she was not only mother for her children, she was mother for her father. What does it mean? Think about it. When you are mother for your father, what does it mean? When you are mother for your brother, what does it mean? It means that you show love, support, care, without expecting. Okay? This is mother. So, mother, because has such nature, is appreciated in Islam. To the extent that we say, Al-Jannatu tahta aqdamil ummahat. What does it mean, Al-Jannatu tahta aqdamil ummahat?
Heaven is under the feet of the women.
No, what does it mean?
Means through the
Pardon?
Paradise is under mother's feet.
This means that if you want to go to Jannah, you have to be humble before your mother. You cannot, raise your head in front of your mother, raise your voice in front of your mother. Because Jannah goes from under the feet of your mother. You have to be humble. Yeah? This is the meaning of... Yes. Okay. Inshallah, we discuss this.
We didn't want to
Yes. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله.
There is one